article was pretty interesting, and I was interested in the study that they wrote about. One thing I was waiting for was the tropes about black people in horror movies, since I watched quite a few slashers when I was younger. One point that I found interesting was that the media associated people with disliked ideas or images to make viewers think badly of them, which in this case was about black people. I feel like I understand how this works, although I can't think of any examples I've seen. It is interesting how these images also affect the people that the media is displaying thoughts about themselves. When I saw the description and thumbnail of the documentary, I thought it would be pretty boring, but it was actually quite enjoyable. Before watching this documentary, I had no idea how trans people were represented in media, and this documentary made me realize that trans people are more represented than I thought, but still massively underrepresented. And like was said in the documentary, seeing trans representation doesn't mean the revolution is over. Something that stood out to me is when someone said a child cannot be what they cannot see in terms of trans representation. This made me think of how when a certain mental disorder is discovered or becomes more accepted, more people will go to doctors to diagnose this disorder, or like how many more genders have come into existence and more people have identified as non-binary since LGBTQ people have become more accepted. It is similar to an idea from some readings from another class that we can't realize what is wrong with something until we witness a new and better version of it. In this case, it would be like you feel uncomfortable and weird, but you haven't heard of transsexuality or any other genders, so you can't get rid of that feeling. A connection I made between the documentary and the article is that they are about misrepresentation in media, mostly sexual in the documentary and racial in the text, and how representation might bring hope to people who feel a sense of representation with them. Some examples were given about white people using blackface to represent other non whites, and that men also dressed up as women in media because they weren't allowed in media when it first started. This is similar to the idea that children can't be what they can't see, and that people learn about transsexuality from media because there is not enough of it shown publicly.